Today will not be easy. But you did not choose the easy path. Easy is not who we are. We are Drury!
You will be tested every minute that you are out there. And you will be better for it. We are
Drury! There's no time for fear in this room. When I look in your eyes, I see focus. I see intensity. I see an unrelenting desire to be unstoppable.
You have been waiting for this moment, and your moment is here. Who are we? We are Drury!
Who are we? We are Drury! Who are we? We are!
And live from Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena, it is the inaugural game in the history of Drury University hockey. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with Matt Kenyon tonight, and on camera is Calvin Wheeler, one of the players from Drury University. But this is a historic night here tonight, and Matt, I know you have a lot of similarities because your brother Ben is the coach for the Drury Panthers.
Yeah, helped me get up here in the booth with you, that's for sure. It's certainly a special night, like you said. Drury's gone from announcing this team on campus. It's been built over the course of the year. This is where you really get to see this team in action for the first time. It's a historic day, not only for Springfield, but also for Drury University as they hit the ice for the inaugural time here tonight.
And they do have 9 players that are joining this hockey club from the Springfield area, including Tyler Kane. They also have Gage Robb, who is really from Rogersville, but that's close enough. Sam Stack, Zahn Werner, along with Calvin Wheeler, as I mentioned, who's doing camera work for us. Will Peters also. And the rest, well, they come from either Canada or Florida or Illinois or Texas. And they have come to join together to, in a sense, make history. And that's what I've talked to a lot of these players about is, what do you think about being on Drury? And they say it's all about making history.
They are certainly going to make some history here tonight. As you said, a very mixed group from around North America. A few of the local guys have come in and mixed in with this group that have come in from around junior hockey and also the ACHA, as well as Neil Serrato comes in with some Florida Gulf Coast experience from the ACHA. So a big group. They've kind of gelled together here over the course of the practices and the early portion of the fall semester. And now you get to go out and play against another real team. I'm sure these guys, as well as they've come together, are tired of playing against each other here in practice and ready to get things going for the start of the season.
Drury, of course, will make their very first appearance in the ACHA, and I know for your brother it's probably been tough to get this whole thing off the ground. I've been talking to him over the summer maybe twice, and that's been it. Once they had what was called a Snowfest event here, and all the teams were represented, and then I didn't talk to him again until just before the beginning of the season, because obviously a lot to happen, and especially with recruitment and all of that. But Drury University with game number 1, the first one in the history of this program. And tonight they're going to start freshman Josh Robbins in net, 6'1", 185 out of Blackie, Alberta, Canada. And we will have a chance to talk to him coming up in the second period intermission. First period, we'll get to know Ben and know what he had to do to get this season and this team and everything else that he had to get put together, including working with other teams. And one of them is Missouri State, which also has been here since 2001. So he's had some good advice to work off of, and now to get himself set up for this game. We'll take a look, as we've been talking about the Drury Panthers, but let's take a look at the St. Louis, that is University Billikens. The Billikens are 0-1-1 after an 8-3 loss and a 7-6 overtime loss to Marquette last weekend. And Joe Thomasier's team will find themselves trying to get on the winning end of things. They will start in net senior goaltender Keegan Heeger, and he did not play last weekend. In fact, last weekend it was Denisa Jandova. She is, and I said she, is a goaltender from Pilsen, Czech Republic. And she came in from the women's team. She played with Adrian College. She came in after 4 years with them and having about a 1.1 goals against average. But, welcome to the men's side of things. It's a little different. And she was in net for the games last weekend, but it'll be Keegan's turn in net here tonight. Drury University versus St. Louis University, and boy, will it be fun. I mentioned Calvin Wheeler, who is doing camera for us, and Calvin, pop your mic down right there and we'll get a chance to talk to you. What brought you to Drury?
Well, this is technically my sophomore year of college. I went to OTC last year just to try and figure out where I was headed, and when I found out that Drury had a hockey program, I couldn't be more excited to keep playing. A lot of the guys who grew up playing hockey with me have quit now, say how much they miss it and how much they don't like just doing mids league. So what brought me was just to keep playing for the guys who can't play anymore. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with the group of guys we have. I'm really excited to see how they do tonight.
Obviously, opening night, you probably want to be on the ice right now, don't you?
Yeah, I'd say I do.
Well, hopefully you'll get that tomorrow. You still have tomorrow and on Sunday. Now, Sunday's game will be against the Mizzou Tigers, and that will be a good rivalry. They're just about 3 hours north of us, so that'll be a good rivalry too. But appreciate you jumping on and doing camera. I don't know if you knew this, but talked to head coach Ben Kenyon, and he said that every player that's from the local area, they're all going to run camera. So you're the first one.
Glad to be the first. Hopefully I set us off right.
Absolutely.
You're making history tonight, Calvin.
Yeah, absolutely. First cameraman. First DU cameraman.
That's right. And that is going to be a trivia question come up in a few years from now. But again, thanks for doing this. That's Calvin Wheeler, who is a player for the Drury University Panthers. Ice is getting ready. The officials are getting set. The players are getting set. And if you take a look at one of the things that the Drury Panthers have done, they line their helmets up on the bench in preparation. And I talked to a lot of the players here and asked them, do they have any type of superstition or something that they like to do? And a lot of them have some. It's the typical hockey tradition and superstition, but nothing strange.
You're always going to come across a few superstitions in a hockey locker room. You know, some guys like to eat a certain type of meal before a game. Some guys, they like to go off on their own, sit in the rink, take their sticks, do whatever they need to do to get in the right mindset. Some guys are completely social. They're a little bit more relaxed, as opposed to being a little bit more aloof before a game. But good to see that nobody is too far out there as far as all their superstitions are concerned.
Well, the players have made their way onto the ice, including the St. Louis University Billikens, and the Billikens in their blue and white uniforms, and we are waiting for the Drury Panthers to make their way out. Brand new uniforms. Just talked to head coach Ben Kenyon, and he said they just arrived on Thursday. These are completely brand new. So if they don't fit, you're just going to have to wear it.
Yeah, some of those pesky shipping delays that have affected numerous industries and things on the shelf across North America here kind of held those up a little bit, but the key thing is they're here, they're on the players' backs, and I think even if they had a shipping delay, they would have been happy to wear whatever they had in store to get this game going.
I mentioned players from all over. Let's get to know some of these players from the Drury University Panthers. Devin Gilligan, he's a freshman. Joey Pachuta is also a freshman. Will Peters, a freshman from Springfield, as I mentioned. Riley O'Connor, a freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Owen McNamee, a freshman defenseman, 6'3", 195 from St. Louis, and did an interview with him. And so we will talk to him during one of the intermissions in tomorrow's game, along with Ben Johansson, and Johansson is from North Vancouver, British Columbia. He's a freshman, listed at 6'1", 205. So a lot of guys that are big, strong guys, and a lot of players that are small, but they're mighty, and they can get up and down the ice very quickly. Well, Drury has made their way onto the red line, and I believe we will have a public address announcer who will introduce us to the starting lineups.
St. Louis Billikens and your Drury Panthers. Now for the starting lineups. First, in goal for the St. Louis University Billikens, number 30, Keegan Hager. On defense, number 18, Avery Riva. Also on defense, number 16, Michael Callahan. At center, number 9, Wick Corker. At right wing, number 7, Travis Herrick. And at left wing, number 2, Patrick Waterman. The head coach of the Billikens is Joe Tomizer. And now, for your DU Panthers. On defense, a freshman from San Jose, California, number 3, Devin Gilligan. Also on defense, a freshman from St. Louis, Missouri, number 19, Owen McNamee. At center, a freshman from Tampa, Florida, number 37, Petty Labutis. At right wing, a freshman from East Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 18, Riley O'Connor. At left wing, a freshman from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, number 76, Louis Fournier. And in goal, a freshman from Blackie, Alberta, Canada, number 31, Josh Robbins. The head coach of the Drury Panthers is Ben Kenyon, and he's assisted by Richard Beck. Please rise, remove your caps as we prepare for our national anthem performed by your Drury University and band. Okay, so what was
national anthem from Jordan Valley Ice Park, the Stan Melton Ice Arena. It is now the home of the Drury Panthers also, as the Panthers play their inaugural hockey game. And right now, Nyla Millicent is taking the ceremonial face-off. She, of course, athletic director for the squad, and I guess you can say without her blessing, there would be no hockey right now.
That's true. It's the athletic director and the Drury president, Dr. J. Timothy Clody, are the two people at the top that decide the course of action for the athletic department and the university as a whole. And you're right, Steve. Without their support and their blessing, you would not have hockey here at Drury on the ice tonight.
So the referees, I know Don Arias is one, and Mark Marzol is the linesman. Did not get the third official. Oh, Terry Farrar. So it's Terry Farrar, Don Arias are the referees, Mark Marzola is the linesman.
A couple of St. Louis area-based referees for this first contest in Drury history.
Panthers are getting themselves ready as they surround their goaltender and get set up. Panthers will skate from the left to the right, and the Billikens from the right to the left. We are ready for the opening face-off and the first ever hockey game for the Drury University Panthers, and we are underway. And as you can hear it, the crowd is going to make it very loud in here tonight. Puck into the near side boards. Now back to the right side. Panthers do flip it up and get it out to center ice. Having trouble with it was Mickey Callahan. Here come the Panthers 2-on-1. Good defensive play in front by Travis Herrick to break it up. Herrick had 2 goals last weekend against the Marquette Hockey Club in the 7-6 overtime loss. Here come the Panthers across the line, another 2-on-1, right up the middle, in front. Oh, what a drive and a big save as Riley O'Connor got the first drive, technically the first shot of the night, and a good save there by Hager.
He had to react quickly to that shot, getting over with his glove to make the save. I kind of thought there was a collision at the blue line there. It looked to me like Drury might have been offside, but they got away with it, and they'll take the first scoring chance of the game as a result.
That was my first thought too, but we're not the referees, so there's nothing we could do with it. Far side boards into the corner. Oh, and it pops off of the stick of the defenseman for Drury right out in front. That was Riley O'Connor. Now we're going to get an offside. Actually, I take that back. That was Ben Johansson, number 28, not 18, but we have an offside. Face-off will come just outside the zone. So we have played not even a minute yet. We've had a potential offside. We've had a shot. We've had a deflected puck. We need a goal now.
And we've had the offside right there. So
a lot of action here in just this first minute. Now to the near side boards, held in. Panthers with a shot. That one goes wide by Lyons. Jake Lyons, the Riverview, Florida defenseman. Now left side into the Panthers zone. First shot, Aiden Pemberthy gets it, and a big save there. Rebound to the corner, and the Panthers will control. 18:40 left in this period, and we're going to get a penalty behind the play, and it will go to Drury. And it might be too many men.
That might just be the result.
No, it's a slash.
I was going to say, if it was a too many men call, that might be a result of just being a new team in your first game, getting your line combinations right, knowing who to sub in and out for. I was watching the puck come up the ice, so I did not actually see the slash behind the play, but certainly not the right way to set the tone here just early on in this game. Coach Kenyon and the Panthers surely don't want to be on the penalty kill.
So this is the first power play for St. Louis, and we'll see what they can do with it. First penalty kill in the history of the Drury Panthers. Keep track of all this. It's going to be history. Trivia questions from years to come. Here's a drive, and that gets tipped just in front. Came off the stick of Avery Rivera, or Riva. Now with it is Waterman. Drive in. Good save there by Robbins. Puck is taken away, and it is cleared.
Luckily for the goaltender Robbins. That bounce off his pads went a complete opposite way. There was a Billikens player all alone in front. I believe that was Travis Herrick, who, as you mentioned, has a couple goals. Don't want to leave him alone in front on the power play.
Nick Corker with the drive. Corker had 3 goals, a hat trick in game 2. Now a score, the first one against the Drury Panthers. This one comes in tight, and it will be a Billiken goal, and leading the line will be Corker. And it's 1-0 in favor of the St. Louis Billikens as the captain will get the goal.
Nick Corker just set up there on that right post, was able to get the puck on the side of the net there and put it over the pad of the goaltender Robbins, and a 1-0 game for the Billikens to kind of quiet the raucous crowd here a little bit early.
So St. Louis University on Corker's 5th goal of the season. He has 5 now in only 3 games, makes it 1-0 in favor of the visitors. And here we come again in the DU zone.
I know the Corker family, his brother, Nolan Corker, was a terrific lacrosse player where I went to school at Lindenwood University. So a dual sport family there. I believe Nick has some lacrosse experience as well.
Panthers in the zone. A little bit too much for Sam Stack to hold on to. And here come St. Louis. Aiden Pemberthy in front with a drive and a save. It's held on to by Robbins.
That's a save that Robbins needs to come up with there, as it almost developed into a 2-on-1. Just a little bit of a change there for the Panthers as Slew corralled the puck. And a backhander was stopped there by Robbins. Good save there to keep it just a 1-0 score early on in this one.
A lot of pressure by St. Louis now. And they're looking for more. They lead 1-0 on Corker's 5th goal of the season. Had a hat trick, as I mentioned, last game, and then he got one in the opening game against Marquette. Add the one here.
And Steve, I think what we're seeing right now is Slew has that 2 games of experience under their belt so far, and you're seeing not only a team in its first game of the season, which is hard enough for an established team when you're up against somebody that's already got some games under their belt, but certainly for a brand new squad as well, just getting under their feet here.
Stoppage and play and a line change here, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. Too early to tell, but tomorrow's game seems like it's probably going to be different. This is the first time that Drury has been on the ice against anybody other than themselves.
Yeah, it's one thing for a look in practice. It'll be a completely different situation against another team who's really trying to pound you and score against you.
Panthers come in the zone, but it goes behind the net. Chasing it into the corner is Louis Fournier. Broken away from him, and it's back out to center ice. Panthers will send it in. Oh, the goaltender, Hager, was trying to get to the puck, and he lost his footing, decided, I'll stay right back in the net. Puck back into the Billiken zone. Stopped there on the near side, taken by Avery Riva, and sent back out, where Drury will set up and bring it back into the zone. Flip it all the way around to the far side boards, taken by Patrick Labutis. Labutis out of Tampa, Florida, the freshman, has a couple of players with him, including Dylan Coles, and that made his decision to come to Drury. 15 and a half to go in this period. Battle for to the near side boards, and we may get another penalty, and it looks like we will. And I believe this one will be another one assessed to the Panthers.
Yeah, there was a big collision down in the corner. Couldn't see it with the crowd and the glass, but the referee of Don Arias shot up right away.
Well, it's probably going to be a boarding call.
And already with Slew having the 1 power play goal under their belt, I mentioned it at the start of the first power play there, Steve, for Slew, that Coach Kenyon and the Panthers don't want to be on their heels, and indeed it is a 5-minute major this time put up on the scoreboard. So the Billikens with a lot of power play time here to work with, and this will be about 7 minutes of power play time, or 6 minutes. They scored about a minute into their last one.
This one be assessed to O'Connor for boarding, as you saw on the replay, and he was pretty close. I don't know if it was a 5-minute kind, but as you mentioned, Matt, they are going to have to kill off a lot of penalty time here, and they have been behind the 8 ball since starting this hockey game. It's been tough.
And the Panthers have come out and played with a lot of physicality, and I'm sure they want to set that physical tone, but the referees are not going to allow things to get out of hand early in this one.
14:47 to go in the period. Puck gets flipped up and out of play, so it'll stay in the Panthers zone. And 4:16 to go in a 5-minute major. So if you are keeping track, and we ask you the trivia question, who got the first 5-minute major in the history of Drury hockey, you'll know that it's Riley O'Connor.
Not necessarily the history mark that he wanted to pick up in this one, but he does.
Riva gets a shot up high. 4:05 to go on the power play. Now the Billikens behind the net. Gatuli with it. Double team there. Goes to the far side. Holding it in, though, is Adam Herrick. Sends it over to the left side. Now to Riva with the drive-in pad save. Over to the right side. They'll work it again. Herrick drops it down in low. Trying to work around a defenseman is Mickey Callahan. Gets it into the near side with 3:42 to go on the power play. Shot score from an odd angle low in the corner, and this one is Riva's goal. It is a power play goal, and St. Louis still has the man advantage.
That shot found its way through the 5-hole of Robbins, it looked like from our vantage point. Not sure if it got deflected or not. I think it just went straight through him.
So this one coming at 5:53.
And you could tell by Robbins' reaction he did not like that he gave up that goal. That's certainly one as a goaltender that he's going to want to have back.
So Riva will get his first goal. It is a power play goal. And right now the Billikens are 2 for 2 on the power play. But here come the Panthers. They have it left side. Drive comes in. Missed just wide off of the stick of Fournier. Now Lyons gets hit hard, and we come back the other way in the Panthers zone. A drive from the right side by Waterman steered into the corner. Now right side to Corker. Now already has a goal, his 5th of the season, and now puck is cleared and sent all the way down with 13:25 to go in this period. And it is a 2-0 lead for St. Louis University over the Drury Panthers. Into the left wing side to Carson Pruitt. Has one goal that he scored in the overtime contest last weekend against Marquette. Puck is now cleared and sent back down. 13 minutes to go in this period. And still 2:28 to go in the power play. And unfortunately for Drury, it will not expire as the puck gets put up over the net and onto it. So we'll have a face-off with 12:50 to go in this period and 2:22 to go in the power play. And Matt, how tough is it to have to kill off a 5-minute power play early in your very first game ever?
Yeah, certainly it adds a little bit to the pressure and a little bit to the adversity that you might be facing as a new team, especially after that other early power play goal by the Billikens to start off this game. Like I said, it's not necessarily the history mark that O'Connor wanted to pick up, but he does anyway, and they've done a good job since that latest power play goal. They haven't really allowed SLU to get into the zone and get set up.
2:20 to go in the period. 18 make that 1:49 to go in the penalty to number 18. And here come the Billikens again. They get it across the line. 1:37 to go on the power play. Shot is up high where Robbins will hold on.
One thing you want to do if you're the Panthers, you mentioned the roar of the crowd right off the start of the game here, Steve, and since those 2 power play goals, it's kind of gotten a little bit more quiet except for a few moments where Drury's had a big hit or a big save. And you want to get that crowd back in it.
Sorry, Matt, power play has now 1:25 to go. Still working it. A shot comes in. It hit the post. I don't know if that may have gone through, but it hit the post, and the officials say play on. We do. Puck is sent with 11:40 to go here in this period.
No video review, so regardless, you'll take the bounce as it comes.
Near side boards chased down now by Adam Herrick. He'll try to work it into the zone. To the far side, but it's taken away and sent right back out. 11:14 to go in this period. And we do have athletic director Nyla Millicent, and we're running out of headsets. So Ben, Matt, would you be so kind as to hand it over, and we'll talk with her for just a second. With 29 seconds remaining in the power play. Shot comes in, that is held onto by Robbins. Now 24 seconds remaining in the 5-minute power play. Well, joining us on which side is she? Here we is Nyla Millicent, the athletic director for Drury. What's it like to have a hockey team now?
How exciting, and what a great inaugural night we're having. Great turnout, great students, cheerleaders, band. We're just really excited about what Coach Kenyon and the soccer guys are going to be able to build.
It's a packed crowd. Did you expect this?
Absolutely. We added 6 new non-NCAA sports this fall, and without question, the biggest buzz has been around our ice hockey team. So we're really excited.
Labutis had a shot that sailed up high, went through the middle, and then a couple of players collided, including Caleb Schmitz, and it's out of harm's way, and the Panthers will set things up again with 10-12 to go in the period. Puck is flipped out into the crowd, so we have more time to talk with Nyla Millicent. And with the adding of the sports, generally it's a little tough, the whole Title IX thing and everything like that, that ice hockey usually takes a back seat, but it's managed to happen.
I think you're exactly right. The addition of ice hockey, the excitement surrounding it, and we've got great facilities to play with, and lots of interest, lots of excitement. So I think it's going to do nothing but grow and get big.
Now you'll have to watch the replay of this game, because if I asked you a trivia question, you probably wouldn't know the answer right now. But we're waiting for the first ever Panthers goal. As the puck comes right out in front, the rebound by Abel is held on to Xavier Abel, looking to try to get that first one. If Drury scores here, it is going to be loud.
It is. I have a little bit of reminiscing here as I started the women's basketball program. We played our first game in the fall of 2000, and Sarah Stratton scored the first basket for Lady Panther basketball many years ago. So, a lot of firsts that will happen not only this game but this year.
Play back into the Drury zone where it's Robbins to stop it there. He'll get it in the near side board. Still some trouble, but defensively Tyler Sillenpie will have possession. He coughs it up. Here comes Phillips with a drive-in save, and it's held on to by Robbins again. The one thing I have to say, there's obviously another hockey team here, but the fan support, especially your crowd in the corner right there, is unbelievable.
That's one of the things we're really trying to do throughout our entire athletic department this year is we're calling it Champions Supporting Champions, and really trying to get our student athletes, there's 600 of them on campus, to support each other. So tonight, our cheerleaders, I see lots of other athletes, our band, that's going to be our theme, Champions Supporting Champions.
Face-off one, and the Billikens will have control again. Left side to Pruitt with a drive, and it's blocked in front. Rebound that goes underneath the stick in the far side corner. And the Billikens with some pressure. 9:04 to go in this period. Panthers get it out. Off of the skate of Johansson, it's back in for the Billikens. Drive in, shot, it hit the side of the net. The water bottle moved, but it was on the side of the net. So play continues. 2-0 in favor of St. Louis University. And as we mentioned, if the Panthers get a goal, it is going to be crazy. And Nyla, I want to ask you another question to follow up on your 9 new sports that you've added as soon as we get a chance here. Held on to in the zone by Carson Pruitt. And the Panthers will gain possession once again. Left side, now down the middle. It'll be held onto as getting a shot was Jake Lyons. So you mentioned 9 new sports, but there obviously is, well, hold on a second. We're going to get some penalties here. As Terry Farrar calls a roughing, and it goes against Drury again. 3 penalties, 9 total minutes for the Panthers. And this was way after the play, so Lions will go. 3rd power play for the Billikens. But, Nyla, I wanted to ask you, with the 9 new sports that are coming in, how long did it take before all of these were able to be established? I'm sure it took a while.
Well, actually, I just started officially full-time June 1st. So the majority of this was all in place before I got here. But I know they've been working a couple of years, and we actually have added 6 this fall. So, you know, it takes, we hired the majority of the coaches, I believe, about a year ago right now. Gave them a year to recruit and get their teams established and then all ready to play and compete this fall and this academic school year.
Nyla Millicent, athletic director for Drury University. I'm going to let you get back to your seat because I know you're going to want to cheer when they score their first goal.
I am just an anxiousness to see this happen, but we just appreciate everything, the support, and certainly an exciting time for Drury University.
Thanks so much for joining us. That is Nyla Millicent, the athletic director for the Drury University Panthers. We get a stoppage here now with 1:16 to go on the power play. 7:37 remaining in the period. And shots are 11-5 in favor of St. Louis. But, Matt, you kind of get the sense that if Drury could just get a goal here, the momentum might change.
I think so. They had the opportunity early, and they've been on this side of the ice. They just, number one, need to stop killing these penalties, and that will get them on the right footing there to go on the attack.
St. Louis with possession. Joseph Callahan is there. He'll drop it down in low. Puck is taken away, flipped up. It stays in. Might have been a hand pass, but it is good, apparently. Peter Traynor got hit up high. The officials say continue to play, so they will. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Puck is out to center and all the way back into the DU zone. Goaltender Robbins directing traffic. It's cleared back into the slough end of the ice. Line change for both teams, just a partial one for St. Louis, and here they come. Herrick with 1 goal this season. Across the line, avoids a check. Panthers are able to clear. 25 seconds to go, and they may have a short little break here. Coming in across the line, looking into the corner, was Caleb Schmitz. Well, that's as far as he goes, deep into the Drury end of the ice, and the puck is cleared all the way back. Take that back. That was into the St. Louis end of the ice. Now we come the other way with 4 seconds to go on the power play. Getting held up in front and then getting hit for his efforts was Fournier. We're back to 5-on-5, and the Panthers will send it right back into the Billikens zone.
And Steve, you can really see the flashes of brilliance here for the Panthers early on in this game. That rush by Schmitz as a defenseman, the speed from Fournier to get down the ice here, and I think we're going to have another penalty.
But this is going to be the first one against St. Louis, I believe. Or are they going to call Drury on it? No, I believe this is a St. Louis penalty. It's a high stick.
Looks like Don Arias is pointing to the bench for Slough there. So we've seen the penalty kill. As I said, that's really been the biggest thing in this game for the Panthers is to get off of the penalty kill. And I was going to say play more 5-on-5, but of course you'll take a power play in your favor as well. And we'll see what the man advantage holds here for Drury.
Carson Pruitt will get called, and now Drury has a chance to get within a goal. They trail 2-0. This is their first power play ever in the history of this hockey club.
And the roof will lift off this building.
Absolutely. Sillenpaw will have it down in low, gets it to the corner now, working it to Abel. Back behind the net, taken away though, and it's cleared by Kevin Healy for St. Louis. 5:35 to go in this period. 1:29 remaining in the power play. Here come the Panthers. They, might have been offside, but they let it go to the officials. Play continues. Now Coles gets checked to the boards. Sent over to the far side. Now the left side. Looking up top. They try to get Sillenpaw with a drive that misses wide. Abel with it. He'll try to work it around. Gets taken away from him by Trainer. It's held in though. Panthers still work the puck. 1 minute to go on the power play. Down in low and a shot that just missed wide. The rebound from Coles. It also sails wide. A lot of pressure applied by Drury now. Great play there. And it's taken away, cleared, and sent all the way back down to the Drury zone. They'll try to work it again. Full sail change for everybody. Puck is taken away, though, cleared by Aiden Pemberthy and back down into the Drury end. Power play has 35 seconds. Another chance here for the Panthers. They bring it across the line. And they'll drop it down in low. Fournier centers it up the middle. Out in front, Labutus with a drive save. Rebound loose. Here is Fournier with a drive and hit the side of the net. Goes to the near side once again. Labutus on the power play for 14 more seconds. Labutus up top, a drive in. Blast that saved. Rebound out in front, and it missed wide. That one came off the stick of McNamee. Now out in front, it's tipped up and over the net by Fournier. He gets his stick held, and he's asking, is there going to be a penalty?
Looks like
and
a looking
there
call.
will be, but it is going to, now, Cody Lorenko is going to get called. I thought he was a scratch the last I heard from Coach, but he apparently is a last-minute addition, and he is going to go.
Yeah, and just battling for that puck in front. Looks like he might have got his stick caught in the arm of the SLU defender. And 2 seconds to go on the Billiken penalty before they will have yet another power play. But Steve, even though the Panthers did not score on their power play, that was well executed. They generated a lot of offense.
Their best one. Here's a shot that sails high. Corker got it, and it goes up and out of play. But yeah, their best power play was really their first power play.
Well, and not to put it this way to sound like I'm patting myself on the back, but just to the point of getting 5 skaters on the ice and keeping this game either 5-on-5 or a man advantage for yourself. That's really the key here in this first period for the Panthers that's put them on their heels, is they've been killing all these penalties.
We get a hand pass here, 3:53 to go in this period. Now shots are evening up as they've just put a few more up on the board, so it's now 11-9. You gotta like it when they put them all at the same time. Like, oh, forgot about that. Face-off is won. Now it is the 4th power play for St. Louis, but here come the Panthers. Well, they couldn't get to it as it came out. Dylan Coles was just a little bit too late to get to the puck, so we'll set things all up again for St. Louis in their own zone to Nick Corker. 5 goals this season, has 1 already today, including a hat trick last week. Puck is taken by Travis Herrick and driven back in. Line change for Drury. Flipped up off the boards and sent down, and this is no icing. They didn't call it. Well, one did apparently, but the other didn't, so. Yeah, with the power play, obviously, yes.
Looks like another.
Now we're going to get a penalty.
Slash.
This one is a slashing call.
Knocked the stick out of the Billikens player's hand there, and that's what drew the slashing penalty against the Panthers.
Another penalty kill for 50 seconds. It'll be a 2-man advantage. And going into the penalty box will be Jake Lyons. Coming up at the first period intermission, Ben Kenyon will be our guest. We'll talk to him. Head coach of the Panthers. Your brother, who you talk to all the time.
Yeah, I've known him for a while as a coach and as a brother.
Avery Riva got a shot, and then as he tried to follow it up, there's a little more of a discussion, and I think the officials are going to say, you may want to talk about this in the penalty box. And they are. And are they going to get Riva?
Oh, he started skating away there at the blue line. I think it's just going to be
I guess
a 5-on-3.
Okay, so
he started going to the box with the referee, and then they broke apart. And
they said don't go. He said, okay, let's play. Here we go. 2:47 to go in this period. And a 2-0 lead for St. Louis. Near side boards, a battle for it there. Lowell on the goal line. Pushing forward is McNamee. He'll try to break it free. He does break free. He gets tripped. No penalty. No, we do get a penalty. The referee outside the attacking zone does call it.
And Coach Kenyon walking up the bench, barking for that call, and I will take credit for that. There's still a couple disputed goals from when we used to play roller hockey as kids.
So this is a trip, and it will be assessed to Travis Herrick.
So he got to show off the argumentative skills there, and a big call for the story of this game to knock the SLU power play down to a 4-on-3.
A lot of ice and a lot of slots that are filled up, as you can see on the scoreboard here. It's a tripping call. In to take the draw is Sillenpaw, but Panthers cannot control. Corker across the line. He tries to get past the check in front of Gilligan. Now down in low, Gilligan to put a check there. So now it is a 4-on-3. Here's a shot that misses wide. Now it's going to be a 4-on-4 for about a minute and 5 seconds, and then it'll go back to a power play. Shot in from the left side, make that the right side as Corker got the drive in. It's the left side as the goaltender looks at it, and he will hold on. So 1:24 left in the penalty to the Billikens' Travis Herrick. 59 seconds left into the penalty to Jake Lyons of the Drury Panthers. And then in 59 seconds, barring any further penalties, it'll be another power play for Drury. Here come the Panthers, 2-on-1. Here's Fournier drive and a blocker save. Good save there by Hager. And a great opportunity for the first goal in Panthers history. Puck is out to center. Here's a drive in that is deflected up and out of play, as that one came off the stick of Labutis.
One thing about this setup here for Hager is no matter which side of the ice he's on in each period, he's going to have a rowdy bunch around and behind him with all the students down along the glass.
Panthers win the puck again, a 4-on-4. Shot misses wide. Behind the net. Trying to chase forward is Labutis. Into the corner now. Labutis had it for a moment, lost his glove. It's out to center, and we come the other way. Here's Herrick. Adam across the line with a drive in. Blocked into the corner. Fans react to the check that Herrick received. And the puck is cleared all the way down to the St. Louis zone. Less than a minute to go in this period. Panthers steal. Here's Fournier. He shoots, hit the side of the net. Rebound in front. Labutis missed. Into the corner now. A power play for 15 seconds. It'll be the second for the Panthers. They have the puck. Here is opportunity for Schmitz. He gets a shot off save. Rebound right on the doorstep was Johansson. Into the corner now. Panthers have it, and it's off of the stick of Neil Serrato and back down, and the goaltender has to come out, Robbins, to push it away. St. Louis is offside, so they have to clear the zone with 17 seconds to go.
Panthers have to try to be more disciplined. Johansson, after trying to stuff that shot in at the side of the net, had an opportunity to get the puck as it bounced behind, and he elected to face wash the SLU defender instead of going for the puck and possibly keeping the play alive there for the Panthers.
Well, if you're the coach, and I guess you can, you have the last name, so you can kind of act like one. Is discipline one of the things you talk about in period number 1 intermission?
Oh, I'm sure that has to be addressed for sure in the locker room. I'm just happy I'm not the Kenyan that has to go and do it. I am very much more comfortable up here in the booth.
2 seconds to go, and that will do it for the period. 2 goals in that period. They came early. They also came on the power play at 2:19. Corker with his 5th. And then at 5:53, Riva with his 1st, also on the power play. And boy, did the Billikens have chances. They were 2 for 4 with the man advantage. St. Louis also only took 2 penalties in that period, just 2 power plays for the Panthers. And the way it worked out is they were not full power plays. But, Matt, you noticed, and I think we all noticed, their first chance with the man advantage, they worked it very well.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely their best time in the offensive zone, except for the first few seconds into the game. As I've been saying, the key really is to stop killing the penalties and start attacking the Billikens, because we see when they have 5 skaters or 1 more, they're really doing well. And like I said, even though they didn't score on those power plays, they generated a lot of scoring chances. They even had one that just trickled over top of the net that Hager got a little bit lucky on, but a goaltending coach in high school told me you have to be good and you have to be lucky sometimes to have success in net.
My goaltending coach just said, stop the puck, I don't care how.
That advice works too.
We will take a break after 1 period of play. It is a 2-0 lead for the St. Louis University Billikens over the Drury University Panthers. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Drury University Panthers, and Ben Kenyon.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. It is a monumental occasion here, as it is the very first game for the Drury University Panthers, and I am pleased to be joined with the head coach of the Panthers, and Ben Kenyon. And Ben, I know we have tried to communicate all through the summer, and it's been very few and far between. Okay, yeah, I kind of think you hate me, but no, I know it's because you have been trying to get this team established, and let's talk about that first before we talk about the team. But what have you been doing for the past maybe 5 months or so to finally get to this night tonight?
Yeah, it's a really exciting point here. We're finally at a culmination of a lot of hard work that really actually extends back a year at least, and beyond that with Drury University. But yeah, they investigated looking at hockey for a couple of years now. But actively the last year is recruiting, finding quality student athletes that fit Drury University's student profile, and then telling them all about Springfield and our amazing community here. We got guys from all over the U.S. as well as Canada, 24 student athletes. So last year it's been pretty heavy on the recruiting side, and then working obviously with the ice rink, setting up game operations, all the operations back at school for game ops, and all that kind of stuff, all the stuff that fans and players don't see behind the scenes, all getting those cogs in the machine all working. That's been a lot of the last few months to a year or so.
Did you know it was going to be this difficult, or has it been this difficult?
It's always a difficult process, building a program from scratch, but honestly, Drury has made it pretty easy. The support they give for the student-athlete experience has made it as easy as it can be. It's gone pretty much how I've expected it to do, and we're really excited here, dropping the puck and getting the season rolling.
It must be nice because the school is helping you out, and I can use Missouri State as an example. They are considered a club sport, so they have to do what they have to do to raise the money to have the seasons that they have. And, of course, it's been going on 20 years now. But you have the backing of the school, and so you have a little bit more leeway when I say that in things maybe you want to accomplish. For Missouri State, it was a pipe dream, but for Drury, maybe it's something that can get established here pretty quick. Is it easier now for you to be able to do some of the things that maybe you see other schools that are maybe considered the club aren't able to do?
Yeah, it definitely fast tracks, I think, the whole process of building a program. That support from the university, and not just financial support, but just the momentum behind building a program, the support, working between athletics and admissions and things like that. All those background processes, I think, really help kind of give us energy to really jumpstart the program. And for Drury, we're looking to be, a leader in ACHA hockey, and certainly a leader academically as well as athletically. A lot of fans in the Springfield area probably are a little bit familiar with Drury and the long history of athletic success they have with other programs like basketball, swimming, and baseball, and many others. And so we've capitalized on that momentum from our whole athletic department and put that into the success here at Drury. So, yeah, just it helps kind of keep that momentum rolling at a bit quicker pace. And then our students are really provided with an NCAA-style experience as a varsity student athlete, with academic success, athletic training support, all those amenities that go into, being a successful student athlete. They have those amenities back at Drury.
Ben Kenyon, head coach of Drury University hockey. And Ben, you talked about recruiting and going all over the place. And I actually have to update my list here. I was going to tell you that I thought maybe you had 5 from Springfield, but no, you have 6 players from Springfield. And, of course, one of them who is a local goaltender, and Cale Parker. How much of a benefit was it to be able to say, oh, I've got a local product here that I can put in net immediately?
Yeah, there's talent here in Springfield, and it was great getting connected pretty quickly after I got to Drury to the local Springfield hockey community. And it's something that we're looking to do in the future too, is be active in our community engagement. We're helping out with the Junior Bears and with the Little Blues. So hopefully we're also nurturing the next wave of Springfield area hockey players and growing our hockey community. But yeah, there's local talent here, and it's been nice getting those local guys mixed in with guys from all over.
And actually, there's another one. He's from Rogersville, so let's make it 7, and that's Gage Robb, who's a forward for you. But let's look at this team. 20 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, a list of 24 at this point. It's a young team. Yes, they're freshmen. Yes, some of them play juniors. What do you expect out of such a young team right now?
We've put a lot in this training camp process of really building our team culture. That helps kind of gives us a starting point to build around the X's and O's of the game. So we've done a really good job. I think the guys have really come together as a team and developed that culture. And then from there, it's putting the blueprints together that highlight our successes. We looked at different qualities in recruiting that fit the systems and styles that I like to coach. So I think that's also helped get buy-in from the guys in a quicker time frame, as well as the way I like to coach is to coach to our strengths, and I think we're finding those strengths and putting guys in the best positions individually that they can be in, and that helps the team overall. So yeah, it's been a building process, but we're looking forward to it. A lot of our guys do have age out junior experience, so I think our overall average team age is about 19.8 years. So compared to some of the teams that we are playing against this season, we do have a bit older of a roster. which gives us an advantage in our first season as well.
Looking at your size, and most of the players are above 160 or so. You've got a couple of guys, Neil Serrato, who is a junior for you, listed at 215. So you've got some size there. What do you expect out of this team? Meaning, what's your idea of coming into your first season?
Yeah, we're going to play with pace. I like to play with pace as a team, and that's quickness all over the ice, in the offensive zone, in the neutral zone, closing gaps, and then obviously in the defensive zone. So we're going to play a pro-style hockey, up-tempo, high energy. A full 60-minute game is what we're looking for. And I can be happy, the wins and losses, the wins are definitely really nice, but playing a full 60 game as a new program, that's what we look for, is that consistency, that effort, intensity. And if we do play those full 60 games, that'll lead to those W's.
I want to kind of get behind the scenes a little bit, and you don't have to tell us if you don't want to. I know right now you're a Division II team. You want to go Division I. Did the school give you any kind of option as to where you wanted to start, or did they have the input of saying, okay, let's see what you can do year one, and then we'll talk about it later?
Yeah, the school gave some input. They were really they gave a lot of leeway for the coach to come in, so myself coming into the program. And we did some reassessments too once we kind of started the recruiting process to see where those initial recruits were coming from. That helped us, kind of formulate a starting point, and then working with the ACHA, that also kind of formed a starting point. The ACHA generally likes to have teams start at Division II or Division III and then work their way up. So that's something we kind of expected in the process as well. And certainly our goal is to play the highest level possible in the long term, but also play competitive high-level hockey here in the short term as well.
Ben Kenyon, head coach of the Drury University Panthers, and of course you're sharing the ice with two other teams, as I mentioned before, Missouri State. Did you have a chance to look at kind of the style and the way that program works, and then of course visit other programs, and I don't want to use the word copy. I don't think you're going to copy anything, but maybe get some pointers and some tips on how you want to do things?
Yeah, when I first started looking to Drury, and I'd played Missouri State as a coach at Lindenwood Belleville a few years back, we were always really impressed with the game day atmosphere coming in here as a road team into Springfield. So that was something that, it attracted me to this position, that Springfield hockey community. But yeah, it's something that definitely is a blueprint to get a bunch of passionate fans in here. And it's a great hockey facility. You're close to the action in the stands. So we're looking to, have an exciting game day atmosphere. That's something that Missouri State has really done well in their 20 or so years here, is establishing that community support and having that passionate fan base.
Now, you have a connection with broadcasting, in that your brother does broadcasting for Lindenwood. When Lindenwood Belleville was there, did you have a chance to get interviewed by him at all?
I think he did one of our games, and I may have done an interview with him once. Yeah, I think I did in our first year at Belleville, so that was an interesting experience.
So now interview number 2, but this time as the head coach of a brand new hockey team at Drury University. Ben, good luck for the rest of the season, and I appreciate you doing this. It is going to be a lot of fun, especially with a third team here now, and looking forward actually to January 13th and 14th.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to be a local rivalry between Drury and Missouri State.
That's going to be a big one. Thank you, Steve, and go Panthers.
All right, we'll take a break. Thanks a lot, Ben. More hockey coming up in a moment.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. It is game 1 between the Drury University Panthers and the St. Louis University Billikens. I'm Steve Casson along with Matt Kenyon and Calvin Wheeler doing camera work for us here tonight. Inaugural game, and I went down into the locker room. I didn't talk to the coach, but I can tell you that the focus is now on period number 2 and really more discipline, playing more discipline. And that's what I got by just walking by the locker room. I didn't talk to him. I didn't see anything, but that's what I'm guessing.
That's really how you have to approach the rest of this game, is just playing a more disciplined game. I think the game plan for Drury was obviously come out, play with a little physicality early, set the tone that it's going to be a tough game, and this is going to be a tough building to play in for the Billikens. The unfortunate part of that is it just crossed the line a little too much for the referees here tonight, and that resulted in just rough math, about 8 to 9 minutes of penalties in that period for Drury. But as we talked about, Steve, we've mentioned it a lot. The few minutes of 5-on-5 and on the power play, the Panthers really took it to SLU and were able to get a lot of scoring chances and generate a lot of offense in the Billikens zone.
Yeah, if you want to look at the positives, what you have to do in this hockey game, right now, St. Louis University is 2 for 4 on the power play, but it's still a 2-0 game. And you know as well as I know, a 2-0 lead is the worst lead in hockey. There's still a lot of hockey to play, and I think you could say that the Butterflies were there maybe their very first game, and now the Panthers are starting to come about. But at the same time, it's those penalties, it's those things that put you in a hole to begin with that you're going to have to work on.
I think it too was, sometimes like all the energy in this building from the crowd is always a helpful thing, but sometimes you can feed off of it a little too much and cross the line, and I think that's what happened there. And really, from the moment that SLU scored that second power play goal, on the penalty kill, Drury did a great job of not allowing them to get set up in the offensive zone too much after that, and really did a great job, even on the penalty kill, of skating the puck down into the offensive end.
Here they come, the Panthers in front in a drive and looking for the first goal ever for this hockey club was Caleb Schmitz. He was not able to capitalize. Big hit there in front of the Panthers zone, or the front of the Panthers bench, that is. It's back down to the St. Louis zone. Big opportunity there, and actually that was 20, that was 18. Riley O'Connor. He was the one with the first opportunity. Now a wraparound in front, and it's held on to by the St. Louis goaltender, Keegan Heeger. St. Louis will skate from the left to the right, and Drury will skate from the right to the left here in period number 2. The long bench change. And sometimes this can affect teams, sometimes it cannot. We'll see what happens here, but we will get a full-sail change with both teams and no penalties. I hate to say that, but every time there's a scrum, you wonder if there's going to be something, and the officials got together, said face-off comes outside the zone, so that's what will happen.
And another big key here for Drury, too, that I don't think we mentioned so far is you have a few guys that college credit-wise and academically are listed as sophomores on this Drury roster, but this is their first game of college hockey for the most part, except for one man, Neil Serrato, who transferred in from Florida Gulf Coast. So I think the team really needs to lean on his college playing experience to carry them forward here.
Panthers with Joey Pachuta getting a drive in, and it'll be stopped by the goaltender Heeger. 5-on-5 with 18:44 to go in this period, and a 2-0 lead for the Panthers of St. Louis University, both on the power play, Corker and Riva. Riva got his first, Corker with his 5th of the season. He already has a hat trick that was scored against Marquette last weekend.
Now that last stoppage looked like it would have came on a shot on goal, which would have put the Panthers up on shots on goal for the first time this game, but still 13-13. So
that's Scott Lusty, graphics guy, and our spotter in the sky. Thanks so much, Scott.
Doing a great job running the show behind the scenes there.
We come the other way, and we get a icing call. A Panther was upended, but we're going to get an icing call.
Coach Kenyon has the arms in the air. He's asking the referee about that, but it looks like he's not going to get the call in his favor. And just take the icing call, win the face-off, and go to work here in the offensive zone.
18:03 to go in period number 2. Face-off in the St. Louis zone. Panthers do not win the draw. Drury has possession. It's dropped down in low by Coles. Behind the net, looking out in front, a potential by Cianpa with a drive that misses wide into the near side boards. Waiting for it is Sam Stack. Now here's a blast in. It's blocked as he was waiting for the pass from Tyler Cianpa, but instead Tyler took the shot. And it was blocked in front. That's got to hurt. 17.5 to go in period number 2. Puck is taken away and cleared. Sent back into the Drury end for an icing call. So things as far as the little things that you look at. One is St. Louis is icing the puck a little bit more than they did. Drury is getting in front. They are trying to get some good opportunities, but St. Louis still, they're not allowing the puck from a distance to get to their goaltender. It's behind the net. It's those wraparounds that St. Louis is leaving a little bit of an opening.
Yep, the key here is, Drury's kept it disciplined.
Off the boards, here's a lead pass in, a good deflection in front. As trying to get a shot off was Joey Bachuda, and a good play defensively there by the Panthers.
Number 4 is Aiden Penberthy.
Yeah.
And you can see his frustration. He slammed his stick up against the glass. So you talked about it, how Drury was getting more opportunities. They've really, for the most part, hemmed the Billikens into their end of the ice in the early portion of this period.
Peter Rubis got a shot that was saved by Robbins, and he steers it aside. Coming up at the second period intermission, Josh Robbins will be our guest, the goaltender. So we'll hear from him. 17:12 to go in the period. In to take the draw is Labutis. Enough the draw, Fournier with Labutis, 2-on-1. Now a 2-on-2. Fournier shoots and a save. It gets deflected up over the goaltender, Heger, and into the nets. Oh, okay, so let me tell you something that just happened. And it caught my eye as I was kind of looking up. But in the back in the corner, and after we take a look at this, you might be able to see it on replay. Yeah, right there. There's someone standing up, and I looked up and I saw them, what I thought was them falling, but no, it's like the gymnastics group is here, and I literally thought somebody was falling from the roof.
The Drury cheerleading team putting on another show of athleticism down there. Talk about athletes going to work. But yeah, out of the corner of your eye, I can definitely see. It's gotten me nervous seeing them do that.
Puck coughed up here in front is Waterman with a drive. He scores! The Panthers coughed up the puck right around the red line. And Waterman will get the goal, his second of the season. And it's 3-0 St. Louis.
A perfectly placed shot there by Waterman as he just walks in and puts this one top shelf, blocker side high on Robbins. And just a perfectly placed shot as it snuck in underneath the crossbar there to make it a 3-0 lead. An unfortunate break if you're the Panthers, because I think contrary to the first period, they've really controlled the play here in the first 4 minutes or so of the second.
So Waterman with his second, that coming at 3:15 of the period, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Panthers, of the Billikens. Panthers, though, working to try to turn things around here. Here is Coles, left side. His defenseman falls down, and Coles gets hauled down, no penalty. Play continues. Behind the back pass, up the middle. St. Louis with possession. Puck sent in by Joseph Callahan, and now a line change for St. Louis. Still a lot of time as we get an icing called here. Oh no, they waved it off. Play continues. The official waved that one off, and the Billikens are going to get a power play here. Right in front of the net. Right in front of the net. We are going to get a penalty. Holding the stick, maybe?
And the referees are going to have a discussion about it here over near the penalty box. And it looks like it is actually going to be against SLU.
Oh, it is.
They bring a man in blue over.
It's a roughing call. And against St. Louis's Carson Pruitt.
It looked like there was a... Looks like both teams are going to receive a penalty, as now they throw a Panther in there as well.
I'm not happy about it.
Zahn Werner is going to head into the box there. There was a battle going on in front of the goaltender Hager, and I think as we've seen the penalties play out, those are the two combatants.
Well, I originally thought Drury was going to get called on the holding of the stick, and they allowed that to happen. And then they do make it even up, so the penalty comes off the board.
Well, Steve, you saw it right. The Panthers did get the call. It's just we didn't expect the SLU penalty as well to go with it. But
so now they're going to put him back on the board.
Should just be matching minors, and they don't go up. Don Arias is having a discussion with the scorer's table.
The penalty against St. Louis's Carson Pruitt is called. It's up on the board.
This is a situation where, you know, we talk about the first game for the Panthers on the ice. Well, it's the first game for everybody here at Drury too, and that applies to the game day staff as they get the penalties sorted out.
So it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4. Shots are now 15-14 in favor of St. Louis. So plenty of ice out there, and the puck is taken away and sent all the way down. And this should be an icing call, and it is.
Another time that the Panthers have forced the Billikens to ice the puck. Playing at even strength, they've really controlled this period. I know I said that earlier right after the goal. That's really the story here. They just have the one goal over the shoulder of Robbins here in this period. An unfortunate break for Drury, but they've done a much better job at controlling the play.
Puck behind the net. Racing for it is St. Louis's Peter Traynor, and the Billikens have possession. They bring it across the line. Riva, he gets hit hard after he gets a shot off the rebound off the side of the net. Goes behind. Devin Gilligan, he's there to flip it for the Panthers. Gets out to center ice. Here's Labutis. He's 1-on-3. Labutis, oh, what a nice sweeping check as Herrick was able to poke it into the corner. Panthers with possession. Can they keep it in? They do. Far side, though, as it's Traynor to clear it out to center ice, and the Panthers will set up with Devin Gilligan, the freshman out of San Jose, California. Panthers have it. Oh, what a nice move in front with a drive and a save as McNamee got the shot. Here come the Billikens. Here is Corker, drive in, pad, save, and it's held on to it. Bounced up off the pad and into the body of the goaltender. And a big save there for Robbins.
They had a Billikens player lurking on the back door there, so good by Robbins to control the bounce and swallow it up to the whistle rather than kicking that across for a backdoor opportunity.
48 seconds left in the coincidentals. 14:27 to go in period number 2. A 3-0 lead for St. Louis University. They had 2 in the first, 1 here in the second, and they lead by that count, but still plenty of time if Drury can get another one here. Oh, nice move out in front, score! It is the first goal for Drury University in the history of this hockey program. And the man who will be enshrined in the record books, Xavier Abel. Abel, the freshman from Chicago, Illinois, gets the first goal in the history of Drury Panther hockey.
And what a way to do it. Boy, did he turn on the jets going down the bench side, able to walk around the SLU defender and put that upstairs top shelf where Grandma keeps the cookies behind Hager for the first ever Panther goal. And as we said, the roof lifted off the building here.
It is now 3-1. And that happened 4-on-4. Lots of room for Abel down the right side. And he has it again, looking for another one. Does he try it again? No, he can't get the shot off. Panthers retreat. Puck is cleared out to center. Taken away by DU. They'll set it up one more time. Sillenpaw. They get into the corner. Here's Lyons. He shoots with an odd angle shot that is covered up by Hager. And now, Scott, Drury leads in shots. Oh, you have nothing to say about that one.
17-16.
I'm keeping busy over here.
I know you are, absolutely. Big thank you to Scott Lutsky, our graphics guy, for doing everything that he does here. Along with Scott, I'm Steve Casson. Thanks to my color man, who of course is the brother of Ben Kenyon, Matt, doing some color work for us, and our camera guy, Calvin Wheeler, doing a fantastic job. Hopefully you'll get into the game tomorrow, Calvin. Puck is sent back to the red line and all the way down to the St. Louis zone. It's 3-1, but boy, if Drury gets another one here, it's going to be a different hockey game. Puck for Patrick all the way back, or Stack, that is. Now we get a big collision at center ice as Labutis levels a Billiken. That was Riva. Here is O'Connor. Right side to Schmitz with a drive, and it gets put up into the corner. Sam Stack is there. His drive is cleared out. Rebound in front and taken away and sent all the way down. This should be an icing call, and racing to make sure it was an icing was Sam Stack. 12:43 to go in what now has kind of, Matt, become an exciting period.
This has been a real good period for Drury to, number one, stay out of the box except for that 4-on-4. But really controlling the play. They have the goal to show for it, and their shot on that last chance didn't miss by much. It was just a hair above the crossbar. And the crowd back into it now after that goal. That's what SLU did not want coming out of that first period where it was kind of quiet in the building.
McNamee has to retreat farther into his own zone. It's coughed up. St. Louis onside. They bring it in. Now it'll be McNamee again. Gets it right back out and sent ahead to Riva, who will return the puck back into the Drury zone for Gilligan.
And now that they're not on the penalty kill, Drury is really showcasing their speed heading up and down the ice. That's what really allowed Abel to get into the zone for that shot, and you can see it from a number of Panther players.
A stick goes flying. That is the stick of Coles, and now a shot comes in that's held on to by the goaltender Josh Robbins out of Blackie, Alberta, Canada. Okay, if you want to talk about something that maybe the Panthers need to improve on, and I think it's turnovers. They're still having trouble in the neutral zone with St. Louis bottling that up, and instead of maybe carrying the puck, I'm not the coach, but instead of carrying the puck, you give it right back to St. Louis, and that momentum is starting to shift a little bit.
Well, it's a very fair point to make. Having crisp passes is what allows you to get up and down the ice and keep SLU from getting to the puck and really get set up for your scoring chances. If you don't have that, you're really just handing them a good portion of the game. And I think that might be a partial thing of just getting used to playing with each other a bit more outside of practice and all that. It's one thing to do a drill in practice and get it right. It's a whole different other situation, as we see right there, with two guys colliding like that in a game situation.
Panthers have it. Abel with it. It's a 2-on-1. Now a opportunity for Werner, and he gets taken out of the play. Oh, here we come the other way. St. Louis 1-on-1. Racing back is Serrato. Good play there. It's centered out in front to Herrick. Now a backhander in. What a save there by Robbins. Second effort shot was turned away as Trainer tried to get one in to make it back to a 3-goal contest. But the Panthers have better thoughts here. They trail by 2 once again.
Drury got a little bit lucky. They left 3 Billikens alone in front of their own net right there. Luckily, it just dribbled wide.
Schmitz runs into Phillips. They collide, and Phillips has possession. Phillips for Slew up the middle. Good play there, and a good block with his goal stick by Robbins. Kept it flat on the ice, prevented the pass in front. Panthers look for a little bit of relief here as they're trying to slow things down. Here's a bouncing puck, comes into the zone. O'Connor, he'll chase. He puts a check. O'Connor still with the puck. He'll work it to the right side. A drive that misses. Into the near side boards. Fournier is there. Now it's dug out, and a backhander in front off the stick of Fournier is denied. Panthers keep it in with a drive and a save. It was just deflected up at the last moment, and looking up and saying, what do I have to do to get a goal, and banging his stick on the boards is Fournier, and he's not happy that he just missed that shot. He thought he had an open right-handed corner.
Hager just reached out with the glove there in time to get it. A good one-time shot coming off the stick of Fournier, and got to keep the frustration under control. He's got a lot of time left in this hockey game. You don't want to get too frustrated and start hurting yourself thinking that you're not going to score. He'll get on the board as long as he keeps working like that. He's going to get a scoring chance, and he's going to convert.
Lots of pressure right now for for Drury on St. Louis. And things are starting to change. Panthers in their own zone, are in front of their own bench. We're going to get a whistle for an I thought we were going to get an offside, but apparently not. Referee had his hand up. Now here we come with Pachuta. He gets a drive in. He wants a face-off, and he will get that. And Drury will also have a line change.
I'm a little surprised that Hager held on to that puck on the dump in. Looked like he had 2 defenders around him to drop the puck to and avoid a defensive zone face-off, but elected to settle things down and allow his team to get a change in, I guess.
Off the draw once again. Puck is won by the Panthers. Now in low is Lorenko, and we're going to have a whistle for a stoppage in play.
A hand pass called there by the linesman.
Are they arguing about are they arguing about a penalty? Or are they going to bring it outside because of the hand? That's what it is.
Looks like, yeah, they're trying to set up the face-off. Looks like it is going to come outside of the zone here.
Are they going to call delay a game?
Oh, Don Arias is going to pull a man to the box.
I think he called delay of game. I don't know if we have that one or not. We don't, Scott? Okay. So a delay of game is being called.
I would guess as a result of the hand pass on Slew, they're going to say maybe he grabbed the puck.
Yeah, he could have.
And closed his hand around it.
That's exactly what probably happened, and so they are going to call a delay of game. So it should be the 3rd power play for the Panthers once they get it up on the board. 4 penalties, 8 minutes for St. Louis.
I'll let you keep track of all the math, Steve. I am definitely not the mathematician. SLU coaching staff a little up in arms about the call. They had an explanation from one of the referees, but sometimes coaches still aren't satisfied. They're going to have to take the penalty kill regardless.
They also have a player we do not have on our roster. They have a number 19 up there, and I don't know who that is. So we'll have to investigate and figure that one out. Meanwhile, with 6:21 to go, a power play for Drury, and they have a chance to come within 1. They have not led in this contest. Corker on the power play. We're going to get a penalty, and it goes against St. Louis. It is going to be a 2-man advantage for Drury.
Some players got tied up to the right of the net.
And from behind, just kind of a check from behind, and Kevin Healy will go.
A big opportunity here for the Panthers. A 2-man advantage for a good amount of time. Only 25 seconds killed on that first penalty call, if I'm doing my math right.
Yep, 1:35 remaining in the power play. The Panthers have all sorts of room here, and if they can get it established, they can possibly tie this game. Here's Fournier, left side. Fournier calling for it, but it's down in low. Now crisscrossing. Working it this time is McNamee. Shot is blocked. McNamee make that, no, Fournier keeps it onside. Pass over to Fournier off his stick. Panthers getting it a little too tight. It is to the line, and it's off the stick of McNamee. He'll have to come back.
McNamee just couldn't get enough on it to keep it in.
Fournier across the line looking to get the pass. It was off of his stick, and we keep it to the right side. O'Connor, 46 seconds left in the power play. 2-man advantage for Drury. They trail by 2. Shot is blocked. It's gloved down, taken by Fournier. Over to the left side, nobody there. Down in low, went off of Lorenko. Now up the middle, broken up. 28 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage. McNamee with it. Left side, a drive in by O'Connor is held on to by Hager. Full sail change for the Panthers. They will get power play unit number 2 on now.
I was watching the SLU penalty box there. Kevin Healy opened up the door and was waving over to the Billiken bench.
Probably asking what he's going to do in 20 seconds. Serrato up high. This time Sillenpaw. Serrato again. Sillenpaw. He shoots. It's blocked in front. Sillenpaw right side. Still working the puck. 7 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. Panthers with control. Looking in front to Serrato. He shoots. It's now a 1-man advantage, and Hager will hold on.
As our unnamed man exits out of the box.
Yeah, they have a number 19, and I do not know who that is. I will find out at the intermission. .24 seconds remaining, and once again Drury leads in shots by a count of 20-19 as they just put one up on the scoreboard. Panthers do not keep it in the zone. Oh, here's a lead, and getting his stick hacked was Riva, and of all the penalties, that was a good penalty.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a penalty that McNamee needed to take there. Otherwise, Riva was off to the races, in on net himself. So you take 13 seconds of 4-on-4 and go to work killing the rest.
And once that is over, it'll be a 5th power play for St. Louis. Another penalty kill coming up. Labutis in to take the draw. And the Panthers win it, but it hits the referee. Stays in the zone, though. And Labutis again. He'll clear it all the way down. Now we have a stoppage and play for the icing, but it is a penalty with 1:40. Excuse me, don't want to scare you. It's still a power play with 1:45 remaining. It's a
No, it is a penalty kill. They put the penalty on the wrong side of the board. Also, credit to the linesman there. He took that clearing attempt from Serrato right off the spine. Didn't even flinch. I'd be out of the game right now, Steve, if that hit me like that.
Well, no, that's McNamee's penalty. Remember, from the slash, so it's still on the right side. Here's a drive in. Good save. I was confused a little bit, too. That's why I hesitated. But, yeah, forgot about the McNamee slash. He's number 19. Here come the Billikens across the line to drive in, save, rebound, loose, not held in, or not cleared that. It's held in by Corker with a drive. It gets deflected up and out of play. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just going to say so many penalties. It's it's a lot of penalties for both teams that the coaching staffs aren't going to be happy about when we can't even keep track of them all.
In case you joined us late, first period 2:19 power play for St. Louis. Corker his fifth. 5:53 St. Louis power play. Riva his first. Second period St. Louis 3:15. Waterman his second. And then second period 5:47 Drury's first goal. Abel his first. And it's 3-1 right now. 1:08 to go in the power play. It's St. Louis with possession. Driving, good save there by Robbins through some traffic. They keep it again. Shot in, it's deflected into the corner. Same 19, we'll have to figure out who that guy is. Puck to the near side. Waterman is there. It's though taken away by Lorenko. And the Panthers have to get out of harm's way. They do, with 3 minutes to go in the second period. Coming up, our intermission guest, Josh Robbins, goaltender for Drury.
This has been a good penalty kill for Drury.
With 23 seconds left in it. Now a backhander just missed wide as Joey Groseleski, the junior out of St. Louis, got a shot right through. Puck is centered up again, and with a lot of poise, Robbins will hold on. 9 seconds to go. 20-20 are the shots, and then we get back to 5-on-5 in about 9 seconds. Panthers with Coles, Billikens with Vituli, and Vituli will win the draw. St. Louis with a drive, it's blocked. Carson Pruitt, and the drive into the Panthers, Jake Lyons, was blocked. Shot comes in, steered aside once again by Robbins.
Lyons was certainly feeling that shot block, but credit to him, he got right to his feet and stays in the play and out there for the shift.
Another shot in on goal. That one's held on to by Robbins. 1:59 to go in this period.
I've been trying to scan the SLU contingent around the broadcast point here to see if anybody's wearing a number 19 that I could ask a name from, but can't find anybody. So, mystery man in blue.
We will find out. Seeing a lot of playing time too, by the way. Here comes Joey Pachuta. Pachuta trying to work through, cannot get through this check of John West. To the corner, it is out and back down, and the Panthers will retreat in their own zone. 1:42 to go. Coles to Stack. Johansson had it taken away. Goes back in the Drury end. Oh, the goaltender gets interfered with. We're going to get a penalty. Another power play as Robbins was interfered with, and it will be a power play for the Panthers. We'll take a look at it here.
Looks like it's going to be Healy going to the box yet again.
And you know, Robbins kind of gave him a shove, but if you touch the goaltender, it doesn't matter.
Goaltenders are going to win a battle in the eyes of the referee, but you're right, Steve. It looks like Robbins might have
22 with 1:25 left of the second period.
Well, trying to see if we can get a PA feed, but they haven't talked about much. But as you said, yeah, Kevin Healy is going to go. 6 penalties, 12 minutes for the Billikens. Believe it or not, this is the 5th power play for the Panthers.
Penalties have been the story of this game so far in both periods.
And keep in mind, Drury had to kill off a 5-minute major earlier in this contest in the first.
Well, you know, we talked about it in the first period a lot, Steve, about how Drury had to get the discipline under their belt and stay out of the box. And that same key to the game also applies for SLU. They still have the 3-1 lead. You can't keep parading to the penalty box over the course of the rest of this 20 and a half minutes or so in this game and expect your lead to hold up.
Panthers trail 3-1. They have 1:12 to go on the power play. If they could get one here in the next 34 seconds and go into the locker room down by one. Shot missing wide, and we're going to get whistle and a stoppage, maybe some penalties. We got some stick swinging.
A wrestling match broke out there to the left of the SLU goal. And that's what draws the crowd around the glass over there.
And we talk about the discipline, and that is going to be a problem as both players will go. St. Louis's Mickey Callahan, he will go. So there's going to be, now these may cancel out, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of ice, but there's both of them. There's a punch thrown, as you can see on the replay there. So
I want to say that was Johansson, number 28 for the Panthers, but maybe I just am reading the score clock too much. I thought I saw a 20 in there.
And it very well could be. Eight penalties, 19 minutes for Drury. For St. Louis, 6 penalties, 12 minutes.
And here you see both coaching staffs at the end of their bench receiving the explanation.
We will still skate 5-on-4. Those two will be coincidental. They will not go on the board. So here we go. Panthers to win the draw. But they cannot move it. Board battle behind the net. Another Panther gets upended. Puck is sent down. No icing.
Good by the Billikens to just eat that puck up along the wall and kill some time here.
Puck sent in, chasing all the way down is Johansson. 2 seconds to go in this period. It comes all the way down into the Drury zone, and we will finish period number 2 with a 3-1 lead for St. Louis University.
So I did see a 20 in there. It was 27 Zahn Werner for the Panthers, who exited out of the box as soon as the time expired. So he is the Drury portion of those matching minors at the end of the period there. But Steve, we talked about it in the first period. We saw it put into play there in the second. Drury, for the most part, controlled that second period, except for the only blemish on the goal early on by SLU to extend the lead out to 3, and a big goal it is after the Xavier Abel goal to get the first ever goal in Drury Panther history.
Yeah, I think Drury has changed up a few things. They still got to get better in the neutral zone, and I think they still got to get better with some turnovers, but other than that, they are starting to turn things around. They're starting to get what they need to get as far as being able to play for the first time ever against another team. Third period should be great. Obviously, if Drury gets that first goal, it is going to be unbelievable. You're close with a lot of hockey left to go. But again, you still gotta keep the penalties in check, your emotions in check right now, and just play a hockey game and move that away, and things will go well for Drury.
And just focus on that next goal. Don't try to get too much ahead of yourselves and say, oh, we gotta tie this game or win this game. Go for the one. Make it a 3-2 score, and then go from there about tying the game and then taking control.
Power plays in that period. There were 2 for the Billikens, 3 for the Panthers. Each team right now ends up with 5 power plays, but the key, though, is that the Billikens have scored 2 on those 5 attempts, with Corker getting his 5th at 2:19 of the first, Riva getting his first on the power play at 5:53 of the first, and then the only 2 goals in the second Waterman at 3:15, and Abel his first at 5:47. And keep that as your trivia question answer. If somebody says, hey, who was the first goal scorer for St. Louis? Xavier Abel, where's number 33? He will be your answer in about 10 years from now when you ask that question. Shots on goal in the period. Robbins faces 9, 2-period totals of 23. Hager faces 9, 2-period total of 20. So we'll see what happens in period number 3. And our cameraman has left. Calvin Wheeler, I wanted to get his thoughts, but we'll get his thoughts coming up at the beginning of the period. We will take a break, and when we come back, it will be Josh Robbins, the goaltender, and we'll talk to him and get his thoughts about playing for Drury University. It's loud here at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. After 40 minutes of play, Drury trails 3-1.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We are in the locker room with Josh Robbins, freshman goaltender from Blackie, Alberta, Canada. Josh, you have made yourself available to Drury University. What made you decide to come from Canada down to the Midwest, where you probably won't see much snow at all, but what made you come here?
You know, it was looking at different teams and different universities. This was a very good school, very prestigious school. So, I mean, the hockey team, it's always fun to be a part of a first-year startup team. I mean, it carries a lot of weight being able to be a part of something like that. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to be with a university team that starts up that first year. I mean, everything clicked with the team, everything clicked with all the guys. I mean, it's a good opportunity to come down and also move countries. I mean, come down, build a whole new family over here. It's an interesting thing to do.
You're one of 4 goaltenders on this squad. When you've played before, you didn't have as many goaltenders, I assume. So obviously somebody's going to have to kind of take the reins. Are you going to be that person?
I would like to hope that I could be that person. I mean, I can't really say too much about it. I mean, there's no guys that have really taken reign. It's a first-year team. We don't have any guys that have solidified themselves yet. So, I mean, it's up for grabs for everyone. But, I mean, in the end, it's all the boys, it's all the team. So it's not really an individual thing on who's going to be the guy to carry everyone. But it's as long as everyone's working together, I think we have a real good shot.
Talking with Josh Robbins of Drury University. As a goaltender myself, I can say that I love the position. Have you always loved being a goaltender?
Yeah, I've been a goaltender my whole life. I mean, back in like the very first time I strapped on the pads, made that first glove save. As soon as I did make that first glove save, I knew that I was hooked on it. It was the only one, and frankly, I was really terrible at everything else too, so I had to be a goalie. But I love it. It's been my passion my whole life.
Now, they say that goaltenders can't skate. Can you skate?
I would like to think I could skate, and I've been told I could skate fairly well, doing some nice edge work on the ice with some of the guys, but I like to keep it within the crease personally.
The one thing about goaltenders, too, is that they say that they can actually skate backwards better than they can forwards. Do you find that, or are you just an all-around good skater?
I honestly could not tell you. I mean, backwards skating, I can't do backwards crossovers, but I can do C-cuts pretty well. So like you say, as long as you keep it within the crease, you don't have to move far anyway. Exactly. As long as it's within the crease, I mean, I do my thing, go out, play the puck every once in a while, but that's my little home. It's where I like to be.
That's my next question is, are you kind of that person that gets out and plays the puck? Do you look for passes up ice, or do you just want to make your defenseman get back and grab the puck from you?
I am a fairly aggressive goaltender on the puck play side of things. It doesn't really matter where it is. I'll come out and play it. If there's a guy pressuring me, worst case worst, I can send a rim down the ice and whatever. But, I mean, I like to play the puck. I like to get out of the net sometimes and mess around with it, make a couple passes. I mean, make a couple breakaway passes, get some points maybe in the year. It's always a fun thing to do. Gets the boys going too when you make a good breakaway pass, and it just fires up the whole team. It's really good for the morale. And I think aside from that, I mean, basically having a third defenseman out there, it helps immensely when you're trying to get a good breakout going. It's always good to have.
Josh Robbins, goaltender for Drury University out of Blackie, Alberta, Canada. Okay, for those of us who are geographically challenged, where is Blackie?
That is a tough question to answer. It's a very small town, maybe 300, 400 people. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's some of you guys may know where Calgary, Alberta is. It's about 45 minutes to an hour outside of Calgary, and it's kind of just in its own little town. It's a little hamlet, they call it. It's just like a little village. It's just hanging out in the middle of Canada.
But even though there's not much going on there, obviously there's a lot of hockey, and you probably had to travel a long ways just to get to games.
Yeah, I mean, I played in the school league, which was the CSSHL in my high school hockey, and that was, we went all around Canada. It was a whole league-wide, so it was a countrywide league, and I mean, when we went from games all across provinces, I mean, we'd take 14-hour bus rides to different provinces and play a game and drive back. It was a good experience to kind of be on your own for a little while, get out of the house, see different things, and I think that was part of the reason why I ended up going here. I had that experience of kind of being on my own a little bit, so I wasn't afraid to just drive over to a different country and test out university and see how things go.
The question is, how many months do you have snow up there?
It's got to be at least 6 months, depending on the year. I mean, sometimes it'll be nice and green in Christmas, but sometimes it's not. There'll be one Christmas there was no snow on the ground. Another Christmas there's 6 feet of snow on the ground. It happens, it changes, but it's pretty cold most of the time. If you like the cold, it's not a bad thing.
Josh Robbins, goaltender for Drury University, joining us here. 6'1", 185. That's about the average size for a goaltender, but the second you put those pads on, you look like you're just this big dude in net.
I don't know. I think I've grown a little bit since I throw my 6'1" in there. I'm probably 6'2" now, probably a little bigger too, but that's all good. I mean, once I put the pads on, I'm a totally different guy, way bigger, gain about 3 or 4 inches on the skates there, and you become a whole different person once you throw the gear on. So as long as you can still find a way to move and do your thing in the net with all the gear, you're golden.
Let's talk about you. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Growing up back at home, I have a family farm. We have a 4th generation. I'm 5th generation of the farm, and that's been in the family my whole life. So going back, gonna get an education, play some hockey while I'm here, and go back and be a farmer, grow some crops, grow some food.
That's always a good, I want to say it's a job, but it's not really a job for you, is it?
No, I mean, growing up with it in your life, I mean, it's not really seen as work. It's honestly, it's more of a hobby, and like, it's just something fun to do. I mean, it comes with a paycheck at the end of it too. So, I mean, people always say, find what you love and call it work. And I mean, that's what it is for me.
Josh Robbins, goaltender, joining us from Drury University. You have any siblings?
I have one brother, yeah.
Does he play hockey?
He does not play hockey, no sports.
Did he watch you when you grew up playing hockey?
He also did not watch me growing up playing hockey.
Does he know anything about you?
Not really, no.
Does he even know that you're not in Canada right now?
Oh yeah, he knows I left.
But you think he'll watch some of your games, or at least pay attention to what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll throw the hockey TV on, or the YouTube or whatever we're streaming it on. He'll show on, watch a couple games, and see what it's like.
I mentioned earlier they say goaltenders are kind of weird, but do you have a weird tradition you have to do?
I personally don't have so much of a set tradition per se for warm-ups. I mean, I always find a spot. I always do a warm-up before games, and I like to go and find the most secluded place in the rink, wherever that is, wherever it may be. I don't want anyone going near me during warm-ups. I have to find the quietest place. It could be dark. I don't mind dark places to do a warm-up. I mean, just like if you go around the rink and find like that random corner where no one knows where it is, I'll probably be there.
Josh Robbins joining us. Well, we'll keep it quiet. We'll let you go get set up and ready to go. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a break. More hockey coming up.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created junk email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. Steve Casson, Ben Kenyon. No, it's Matt Kenyon. Sorry, Ben. Or sorry, Matt. It's one of the Kenyon brothers. That's what it is. And of course, Scott Lutzke on graphics and our cameraman, Calvin Wheeler. That's what I get for trying to do so many things at one time. And it's of course becoming a little difficult to try to do so many things at one time. Well, I did get a chance to find out that Gus Highhouse is wearing number 19. He is 17. He was 17 on the roster. He's wearing 19 out on the ice. So we have that figured out. And I did get a chance to talk with the only goal scorer and the first goal scorer for Drury, and Xavier Abel. He said it is Abel, and he said if he was able to score a second goal, he wants to get another one.
Well, you got 20 minutes to go out and do it, and as we said, Drury, other than the slew goal in the early portion of that period, they really dominated the play, especially in the offensive zone. As you said, Steve, a few little things to clean up. Got to watch the turnovers. Got to get a little bit crisper on the passing. But for the most part, they stayed out of the box a lot better that period. As we saw, we still had a couple moments of 4-on-4. And that allowed them to drive the play, get the scoring chances. That allowed Abel to get that goal on the board. And if you keep doing that and generating more offense, well, you can't score without offense.
Now keep in mind that Drury has the opportunity here to get a quick goal. And if they can do that, then the Panthers will find themselves in a different hockey game. And they have not led in this game. They have trailed by as much as 2 goals. They trail by 2 goals. So you hope that they will be able to put something on the board quickly. There still is 34 seconds left in the penalty that was assessed to Carson Pruitt. So a good opportunity, a good chance for Drury to get something going here. Obviously the key is to win the faceoff, and that's one of the biggest things that they want to try to do. This time they skate from the left to the right, and St. Louis from the right to the left. The puck is flipped up high. Waterman will get it as far as the blue line in the Drury zone, and the Panthers with 24 seconds will have a chance to get something set up here. They get it across the line into the zone. Drop down to Fournier. Now a left side drive that comes in, and it's held on to by the goaltender Hager. That one off of the stick of Owen McNamee, the freshman out of St. Louis. 6'3", 195 is what he's listed at. 13 seconds to go on the power play. And if you're Drury, well, it doesn't matter if you don't score with the man advantage. It's the fact that you get that opportunity, but they will not here because it's cleared back in their own zone. So the power play will expire before they can get things set up. They'll work it in across the line. This is offside as Coles was in a little bit too soon. Well, a lot too soon. He was a good 10 feet in the zone. That's going to be a hand pass, and they will call that one as it was dropped down and touched by Fournier. O'Connor gloved it down.
you could see that one coming. He gloved down the high hoist of a pass. Looked like he had a little bit of trouble getting it out of his glove there, and it just rolled out to a teammate. That might be a result of some of these gloves for the Panthers being new equipment as well. Sometimes you got to break it in a little bit, and luckily he actually wasn't called for closing his hand on the puck, similar to the SLU delay of game call.
19:07 to go in period number 3. Panthers trail 3-1. And St. Louis with some play here by Rivera to keep it on the line. Near side. We're going to get a delayed offside, so the Panthers will have possession. They need to get something established. Right now, it's been all St. Louis with the pressure, and here they come again. A drive that comes in off of Pemberthy. And it's cleared by the Panthers.
Penberthy was able to take that free puck as the pass from the Panthers came right to him out in the high slot, top of the near circle, and a good save by Robbins.
Delayed offside once again for St. Louis. It will give Drury a great opportunity here. They'll set it up behind their own net. Panthers slow to break out. In his own zone, Johansson gets it up off the board, stays in. A swipe at it by Johansson, cannot clear. Flipped up by Vituli. Joey Vituli, the sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. Now here come the Panthers. They have a 2-on-2. Across the line, they lose the handle on the puck, and it is Revilla to clear it out to center ice. Panthers return. They come across the line. Here's Serrato. Drops it down low. Nobody there, but coming in behind him is Pachuta. He'll keep it in play. To the point. Nobody there for the Panthers. It's cleared out to center ice. Cross ice pass, a dangerous one. It is Joseph Callahan to pick it up, and it gets deflected, so the officials say puck will stay outside the zone. 17:21 to go in the period, and shots 23-21 in favor of St. Louis in a 3-1 contest in favor of the Billikens. Corker, Riva, and Waterman made it 3-0, and then Abel for Drury, the first in the history of the Drury Panthers.
And Steve, the end of that last shift was another example, as you've noted, of a misplayed pass at center ice for the Panthers there.
Yeah, they're getting all sorts of great opportunities. St. Louis is, in a sense, letting Drury commit the infractions themselves. They're not putting much pressure.
And I will say Ben Johansson had a little bit of a rough shift. He failed to clear the puck out of the Drury end twice, and then the third chance that came to him, he lost control of his stick and dropped it on the ice. So got to keep the nerves under your belt a little bit here, too.
I was going to say, now we're in the third period. It's time to buckle down and get one here, and not only get the crowd alive, but to get things going. Panthers have had moments of brilliance like this one. Across the line, a drive in by Fournier is deflected up, and we're going to get a penalty. It's a slashing call.
Coming against SLU, and it looks like it will be the captain, Will Jackson, who comes to the box. And I believe that slash happened right as Drury entered into the offensive zone. It looks like Jackson tried to step up defensively and came down a little too heavy-handed on the stick there to get us the call.
Slashing with 16 minutes and 20.
Well, number 9, I believe, is Nick Corker.
Oh, yes, that's my mistake. Got to keep me honest here.
Yeah, the captain, Corker, who has 5 goals already in this first opening few games of the season. So the Panthers, a great chance here. They can score here. They're down by 1. They trail 3-1. Now with 1:50 to go on the power play. Puck is sent into the corner. Fournier with it. Oh, he had it off the boards, and he's now able to control. Fournier sends it right up the middle. It's broken up and cleared out to center ice. McNamee to Fournier. Across the line now. Well, they're so interested in the play, the music is continuing to play here in the arena. Puck is sent all the way down into the DU zone after a big hit there. Lead pass broken up. Panthers have a chance, but they cannot grab it. It'll be Aiden Pemberthy to send it back.
That was a good step up by Kevin Healy there inside the Billiken end of the ice. And as I mentioned a little bit before, as one time they had trouble sorting out the penalty, it's a first game for everybody, including the game operations staff. So just letting the music roll here. And they'll have to clean that up going forward as well.
59 seconds left in the power play. The key thing here is Drury will have the power play, and they will have the face-off, that is, on the power play in the Billiken zone. 15:22 to go in this period. And you're just waiting for something to happen. You're just waiting for the Panthers to get a goal here and to keep this a one-goal affair.
This crowd is certainly on edge for another goal. They're hungry for more.
Well, Abel said he's going to get another one. He wants another one. And he has the only one for Drury. Puck held in on the line, but it's a little bit too far, so Penberthy will clear it for St. Louis. 43 seconds remaining in the power play. We're back to silence in the arena. Panthers out of their own zone. They make one change on a wing. Here, nice move out in front, and missing it just wide was Sillenpaw.
Kind of a similar opportunity to how Abel scored. He was able to walk around a slew defender and get a good look at the net.
Puck backhanded into the Drury zone. Slew with a final change. And 8 seconds to go on the power play. Just enough to get something set up. If they can get it up. That's the biggest problem, is trying to get something set up. As St. Louis has been all over Drury in the neutral zone.
And there you go, another misplayed pass. Came right to Corker, stepping out of the penalty box.
Waterman, he'll have it for St. Louis. Centers it through, and that would have not counted had it gone in. It was a backhander off of the hand of Healy. Now the Panthers come the other way, across the line. Here's Coles trying to get possession. He does get possession. He shoots, and it goes into the corner. Battle for it there. Puck is sent right through the crease. Not able to connect. Here come the Billikens. Drive that missed wide by Corker. A follow-up shot that goes wide by Fatuli. And the puck is cleared out. Pushing his way through is Abel.
Both teams with some physical play here in the middle minutes of this period, as Slew gets another opportunity entering into the zone.
Panthers return the favor. They work it all the way down. This is no icing. Good play by Labutis. Now we're going to get a penalty. Labutis has to control his stick as he gets checked from behind, and the only penalty will get called to St. Louis.
Yeah, you noted Labutis was a little hot there after receiving that late hit by Riva, and not a good penalty for Alex Riva to take, or Avery Riva, excuse me, to take there for the Billikens, as Labutis was out of the play already. The puck had squirted past him up the boards, and I thought Slew was going to be able to clear that puck out of the zone, but here they go, a late hit by Riva, and they're on the penalty kill again, and another good chance for the Panthers midway through this period.
With 12:57 to go in the period, this will be power play number 6 for Drury. 9 penalties, 18 minutes for St. Louis. Sillenpaw to take the draw. Panthers win. Drive in, it gets deflected up off of a stick in front. That may have been the stick of Johansson.
I think that's the look that the Panthers want on that set play off the face-off, but it just didn't get the right bounce off the stick of Johansson there and up into the netting.
1:43 to go on the power play. And the official is coming over to the scores table. I don't know what for.
I'm not sure if maybe the clock had a second or so run off after the whistle that they might be talking about adding on.
As you can see on the screen, I stopped it at 12:51, so I think they're just trying to set it back up to where it should be.
Well, they're going to say 12:50.
Okay.
That's close enough.
I could be one off. That's all right.
You got to run that clock an extra second.
Well, Scott, you are a one-off.
Yeah, okay. So that should be 154 then on the penalty.
Yeah,
if that's the case, but we'll see.
We'll keep it. And they are going to, well, they're going to keep it at 153 apparently.
Well, it was 143, so they moved it up.
Okay, so everything's set. We are good to go. 153 remaining in the power play for the Drury Panthers. And Sillenpaw this time wins it down low. Goes to Johansson. Now Coles with a drive. It's deflected in front once again by Johansson. Taken away, and it is cleared, but a good play there by Sillenpaw to keep it in possession of the Panthers.
Johansson is using that big frame to get in the eyes of Hager. Again, just not the right bounce off his stick. If they can connect perfectly here, that's going to be a goal.
Serrato works the power play for 120. Panthers trail by 2. They're trying to get within 1. Shot just missing wide. Abel's there. Sillenpaw that is. He'll try to get it. Abel from the right side. Drive missing high. Over to the corner now. It's Serrato. He sends it in through the left circle. Chasing it is Sillenpaw. Taken away from him. It is cleared by Riva, and all the way down 55 seconds in the power play. Abel. Sillenpaw off of him. Abel keeps it in. Right side. Abel with control problems, but enough to get it up high. A shot missing wide. Rebound off the back of the net. Abel up high again. A blast in and a broken stick. Lorenco with a second effort shot, but it's covered up by the goaltender.
I think that's actually the skate blade.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Of a player in front. Looks like it is Lorenco's skate blade that popped off after his skate got in the way of the shot.
Yeah, there it is. And you can see on the replay where they're going to have to take him off the ice. His skate blade is completely off of his skate.
The newer skates, a lot of the times, have that trigger that allows you to easily take off the blades for a sharpening. Unfortunately, as a design result, it allows them to pop off a little bit more easily than the older skates that were held tightly in there. And unfortunately, again, talk about the deflections that we've had from Johansson in front. That's another deflection in front off a Drury player. So the look that they're going for, they're just not getting the right bounce.
Yeah, it is a good look to put a lot of traffic in front of the goaltender, Hager. Now let's see what happens. Panthers battle for it again. They have it on the near side. Right side, here is a drive in off the stick of McNamee. And it'll be hauled on to once again by Hager.
That time Hager was able to see that shot all the way here from the near point by McNamee. He's got some experience in some tightly contested games. His Northeast Generals team went to the NA3HL Fraser Cup final last year before ultimately being defeated by the Granite City Lumberjacks. So he's going to have to count on that experience here late in this game.
Far side again. Panthers do keep the puck in. We have 6 seconds to go on the power play, and it's cleared. And that will do it for the Panthers' 6th power play. They have had some great opportunities here if they look back on this one. Now across the line. O'Connor with a drive-in save, rebound into the corner. The follow-up left side drive, and it's held on to by the goaltender, Hager, out of St. Louis, the senior, 6 foot 150, although right now he looks like about 6 foot 120 million because he is gobbling up everything in front of him.
Just snagged that one with the glove. Labutis was in the area outside of the goal crease. He just didn't take away the eyes of the netminder that time.
Pachuta on the draw can't win it, although the Panthers control it, and Pachuta's with it. Take it away from him. Waterman coughs it up. Here's a drive in by Pachuta and a save. Panthers getting shots now. Puck is cleared. We're going to get an icing call.
They are getting a lot of shots, and once again, controlling the play in the offensive zone here for the Panthers, especially in the latter few minutes, aided by the power play, obviously, but still 5-on-5. They're really hemming the Billikens inside their own zone.
10:18 to go in period number 3. If you break it down, 2 goals every 5 minutes. It's doable.
It's definitely doable. I've seen goals scored, with 0.2 seconds on the clock to tie a game and send it to overtime before. So as long as there's time on that clock, it's doable. But you have to get the one first to look at tying the game.
Puck back down to the Billikens zone. Behind the net, where it'll be John West with it. Panthers steal. Out in front, Sillenpop. Nice move. Drive in, that's blocked. Who has it? Panthers do. And another try is blocked, this time as Schmitz had it. Now Stack lost it. Here comes Corker in front. Wrap around. He shoots and misses. Follow up and another try. This one by Healy and a big save there by Robbins. He's being peppered from left to right and he makes the save like a pro. 9.5 to go in period 3, giving these Panther fans some hope.
Great kick save and a beauty there by Robbins, and you can really see why Corker is the leading goal scorer for this St. Louis Billiken team. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of skill, almost scored on a wraparound there. It just didn't go for him, and luckily Healy was there to get the rebound and put it on net. Another good scoring opportunity for him.
19 to go in this period. Face-off will be at center ice. And off the draw, it'll be the Billikens with it. Callahan will drop it in. Swept by Robbins, the goaltender, into the corner. And it's touched, no icing, so racing is Fournier. Fournier's pass to the far side, keeping it in. Good job by the Panthers. Coles does. Down back behind the net. A couple of people collide. Now right side again, off of the stick of Gilligan. And he gets tripped up, no penalty. Play continues, good defensive play there. And the fans react to that defensive play, or was it more of just a hit? But it was a huge play by McNamee.
Looked like a reverse hit by McNamee as the SLU player wanted to go for a hit on him. And then he turned around and had some words with the Billiken player coming out of the zone. Can't afford to get distracted here.
O'Connor connects with the puck. It's across the line, delayed offside, puck is cleared. So Drury is starting to change things up a little bit, and they're playing with St. Louis, but they trail by a count of 3-1.
Scott had the hand up there looking for the icing call, and I'm a little bit surprised as well they let that one go.
Well within the other zone.
McNamee along the bench went after a SLU player. He's got to keep his head under him. They're going to need him here in the later stages of this game. He's been one of the best defenders, in my opinion, for Drury so far.
And, you know, it's been a good series of hockey with the kind of stuff that you saw earlier. It's kind of gone away. It's now just more like playing this game, and that's what they're doing. Here's Traynor across the left side. Drops it off to Waterman in front with a drive that gets deflected up and out of play.
He tried to tuck that shot up underneath the crossbar. Unfortunately, I think he skated himself out of some real estate to make the move, and it ends up going into the netting.
7:35 remaining in period number 3 in a 3-1 contest. Billikens have never trailed in this game. So you turn it around, Drury has never led in this game. Corker, his 5th, Riva, his 1st, both on the power play. Waterman, his 2nd, and then Abel for Drury in the 2nd period at 5:47, the only Panther goal. So another stoppage here.
And Steve, I want to make a point here. I had the opportunity to do a couple of SLU games against another school up in St. Louis last year, and a real credit, they've had a coaching staff change late in the summer. It was August when they had to search for a new coach. This staff here for the Billikens has done a great job in a short amount of time. They look like a much improved team from last year when I was able to see them.
Well, you can argue that Drury has improved from period number 1 to now, and it's a big difference.
It's a very sharp learning curve.
A very quick learning curve.
Yep, very sharp.
The history for them gets written as we go here.
All right, trivia question number 1. Who has the first goal for Drury?
Xavier Abel.
There you go. You're 1 for 1.
I'll throw another one back at you. Who has the first goal call for Drury University?
I don't know who that is. 7:13 to go in this period. Puck is flipped back into the Drury zone, and a line change for the Billikens. They get at least 2 off. Now Drury pinned back in their own zone. They need to get a one here. Someone's dropped or broken a stick, and it's all the way down into the zone. We're going to get an icing call. Oh, are we going to get a penalty? Now, wait a second. Are we going to get both? We already know shaking his head and not happy about it is Fournier. But let's look at this one again.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was looking at the stick being retrieved in the other end. I'm not sure if Fournier, he did actually get a lot of the Billiken defender there. But we did get matching penalties on the play.
That's interesting. It could have been something that was said because it was definitely Fournier. And going into the penalty box for St. Louis will be Mickey Callahan.
I didn't see anything there from Callahan.
Other than he said something?
That would have to be it, because physically there was nothing that warranted a penalty. He just received the check from Fournier.
Had to be unsportsmanlike.
Be interesting to see what they announce.
So a lot of ice here. Well, they probably won't announce what the penalty was. Panthers bring it in 2-on-2. Drive by Labutis is sent up high. Labutis to hold in. Moves it into the corner. Down to the near side boards. O'Connor. He'll try to move it. O'Connor has the puck. Panthers trail 3-1. A lot of ice here. 1:24 to go in a 4-on-4.
It seems like the Panthers are trying to purposely shoot higher against Hager. The shot by Abel beat him up high on the blocker side. I believe that might be the scouting report on him here. But unfortunately, they seem to be shooting just a little bit too high, and a lot of stuff gets either just shot well over the net, high and wide for a ball, or it gets deflected, as we've seen, off a couple players in front and goes high.
Okay, I'll give you another trivia question here. Since you know who the first goal scorer was, what was the strength?
Ooh. Power play, right? Even strength.
No,
it was not.
Ooh.
I think it was a 4-on-4.
It was a 4-on-4. First goal was scored 4-on-4 for Drury.
I only know that because I hit a power play goal button when it's a power play goal. And when it's shorthanded, I push that button. So unfair advantage.
Panthers bring it into the zone now with 46 seconds left. Here is a good opportunity for Carson Pruitt. He gets a shot off, and we're going to get a misconduct. We're going to get a misconduct called against the Billikens, Peter Rubis.
Yeah, he did not like a hit that was put on him here at the blue line. Immediately turned around and voiced his frustration at the nearest referee he could find. And he crosses the line there.
I'm not sure why he's still in the box if he got a misconduct. Or are they going to give him 2 minutes?
Might be a 2-minute unsportsmanlike, but usually the refs, it is a misconduct. I was going to say usually the refs don't tolerate that.
Yeah, he indicated misconduct, so I don't know why he's in the box either. Let's see, raising his hand.
Looks like I think he might have just skated in there.
4-on-3.
And now they're not going to pull him out.
Well, that's interesting. So Rubis.
So it's 4-on-3.
No, it should still be 4-on-4 because Rubis
misconduct,
is a misconduct. Yep.
But there was a Drury player that hit him right here on the near portion of the blue line, and he just didn't like the hit. That's, we talked about keeping the discipline for Drury early, and there's an example there. SLU has to keep their discipline as well, trying to close out with the lead.
30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Panthers with still some trouble in their own zone. Good stick check work there by Gus Highhouse. And the Panthers retreat with 15 seconds left in the 4-on-4. McNamee, he lost the puck. So St. Louis really working a penalty kill here. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Here's a drive by McNamee and misses wide. To the far side to O'Connor. The official gets upended behind the play.
And then he fell on top of the puck as well.
Well, that should be delay of game. Puck is cleared all the way down to the Drury end of the ice. We get an icing call here. Can you call a penalty on an official?
Well, you can, but it's not going to do anything. You can do anything you want.
The other official would have to call it.
Yeah, there's no advantage to either team in that situation.
Both get an advantage.
But it was a clear-cut trip on the SLU player there. He got his stick right in the feet of the referee.
4:39 to go. We get a false face-off. We'll do it again.
The Drury bench is unhappy about something. I think head coach Ben Kenyon, he's wanting to know, is he back on the misconduct thing? He kind of motioned like that, saying, why is he in the box? I don't know if that matters. He's out of the game regardless, but we were wondering the same thing up here, why he went to the box there for Rubis, but
Panthers keep the puck in, but there's nobody there on the far side. It is cleared, and Gilligan will have to go back.
With all the penalties, I'm sure maybe just making sure they weren't supposed to be on a power play right now.
Oh, there's a trip, and that is going to give Drury a good opportunity. They cough the puck up, which is really a good thing to do right now with only 4:13 left. Get a face-off, get things set up, and there will be a tripping call here.
Does that count as the broadcaster's curse, right as I mentioned power play? They go on the power play?
I don't know.
Or does the curse only apply to the home team?
I think the curse only manifests at the end of the result.
Tripping with 4 minutes remaining.
So power play number 7 for the Panthers, but the key is winning the faceoffs. They did not do it. So now they got to start in their own zone with 1:50 to go in the power play. Break it down. 4 minutes left. You got to get 2 goals every 2 minutes. If they can do that, this game's tied. Here comes Abel. Looks for a return pass. He gets it from Coles, but the puck is taken away as it's intercepted and cleared.
Robbins lost that puck. It looked like it went right through him. Luckily, it was wide.
Yeah, he shook his equipment to make sure it wasn't in there. Here come the Panthers, but a lot of ice they have to eat up just to get in a bad pass. They were looking for Abel, but it was broken up, but it stays in though. Here's Abel. He shoots, safe. Rebound shot again. Backhander Coles, and he couldn't put it through. Panthers, they still have their goaltender in with 1:05 to go on the power play. Oh, a bad turnover here, and the Panthers are able to steal the puck as Robbins couldn't control the puck well. Now the Panthers, they stay onside across the line, shot up high by Serrato. Puck outside, and the Panthers will have to set things up. 43 seconds left. Puck is cleared back down into the Billikens zone. Over to the far side. Fournier with a big hit. Line change for the Panthers. O'Connor waits for the puck. He has it. No help, though, for him. Power play has 27 seconds. O'Connor gets upended behind the net. Play continues. 21 seconds to go.
There's only 4 men on the ice for Drury.
Yeah, now they finally they get another player on. That was a little late change as the Panthers were working the power play with only 4. And here comes, speaking of 4, Fournier with a drive in that's held on to by Jandova.
That was
by Hager. Yeah, that was interesting.
That was a solid 10 or 15 seconds, maybe at the most, with 4 men on the ice for Drury. The one person went off for a line change. Nobody hopped on for him. And I was out here counting. My math is never the best, never to be trusted, but there were clearly just 4 gray jerseys out there.
Panthers win the draw. Power play is over, and it's cleared all the way down. This was tipped, no icing, say the officials.
So you talk about a missed opportunity. You had a power play, and you only put 4 people out there. Just got to be aware of who's coming off.
O'Connor tipped it in. And, well, the thing, too, is if you did change up, you got to be quickly changing up. Fournier, he's able to keep it in. Could not stick handle around the stick of Riva, and it's cleared all the way down. 1:45 to go in this period. We will see if they do indeed pull Robbins.
Drury's kept the Billikens relatively shotless in the last few minutes here.
But here they come, 2-on-1. A shot in by Riva, save, and there is no follow-up.
Got to keep discipline. Don't take a penalty right now with a minute and a half left. You're down by 2. The clock is starting not to be on your side, but you still have enough time to score 2 goals.
1:29 to go in this period. If you break it down, and if I can do my math right, 1 goal every 45 seconds?
We'll go with that. Your math is certainly going to be better than mine. And looks like we're going to have a timeout taken here.
I failed at algebra, I'll tell you that. So
Steve,
timeout. Go ahead.
I was using my fingers to count how many guys were on the ice for Drury a few minutes ago. Timeout for Coach Kenyon and the Panthers here. Going to talk out some strategy and see if they can chip into this lead. Both teams have to be disciplined. You can't take a penalty on either side as you're trying to either A, climb back into this game, or B, close out this game.
And you kind of wonder what kind of game this would be if the Panthers didn't give up Waterman's goal early in the second period.
That's a big storyline. And you've touched on it a bit in the play-by-play, but Keegan Hager has been spectacular inside that slew net. He has made some amazing saves to keep this 2-goal lead intact for the Billikens.
Face-off is in the Drury zone. So, of course, you cannot pull the goaltender. We'll see what happens if head coach Ben Kenyon does elect to do that. But the Panthers have control of the puck. St. Louis doing the best they can to keep it in Drury zone. Tip out in front and a save. That was tipped by Joseph Callahan, the senior out of Chicago, Illinois. And 1:17 now remains. You kind of get the feeling that St. Louis systematically has done what they've done. They've allowed Drury to control, but at the same time, they've been able to sit back and just do the little things needed to disrupt any kind of sustained pressure and offense that Drury was trying to mount.
They've played a little bit of some bend but don't break defense here in the later 2 periods, where they've like you said, they've done what they needed to do.
Here they come to the Panthers. It goes off of O'Connor's stick. Sent to the far side, that is. Less than a minute to go in this period. Puck is kicked out to center, and the goaltender, Robbins, apparently is going to stay in. Puck flipped up high.
He's inching towards the bench
now. He's going to go. Panthers, it's committed now. It's an empty net. Empty net with 39 seconds to go for the Panthers. They have that extra man. Someone's dropped a stick. That is Drury's Callahan. Or take that back. No, that is Peters. Goes into the corner now. Panthers still with it. No, that is number 18. That's O'Connor, not number 8. 16 seconds to go. Panthers still working it. Bodies fly. We're now to 10 seconds. Puck is cleared. It's going to go wide of the net. No icing. And that will do it for this contest. The Drury Panthers, in their first game in the history of this hockey club, do lose it by a count of 3-1. But they do get a goal in the second period. The only goal and the first goal scored 4-on-4 by Xavier Abel, the freshman out of Chicago, Illinois, and he will go down in the record books as the first goal scorer in the history of Drury University. But, Matt, I think this is kind of a lesson as far as how Drury just did not give up. They kind of had a bad first period. They were a little lackadaisical on the penalty side. And then in the second period, they changed things up a little bit. They really had a good opening third period, but St. Louis, just like you said, played shutdown hockey.
Yeah, not the desired result on the scoreboard, obviously, but a lot of things to take away, as you just said. After settling down and getting a little bit more discipline in the later two periods of the game, Drury really took control of it, especially offensively, and they generated a lot of chances that they didn't score on or Hager came up big on. As I said, SLU, even though they allowed some good scoring chances, they just did what they needed to do. They got the job done. They skated away with their first win of the season. And I think the little things will come from Drury. We could see the flashes of brilliance. You can see the individual skill. They certainly have speed and physicality to go with it. Sometimes those speedier teams aren't really in the physical game as much. So I think things will come together. They got a chance to finally apply their systems in their first ever game. And we'll see what happens tomorrow as these two teams will meet right back here again.
Absolutely. We'll have the game for you right here on Web Sports Radio. I know, Matt, you'll be with me tomorrow, so I hope. Or am I speaking too quickly here?
I will be here. I'm not sure if I'll be on the broadcast or I might be doing the PA. So
okay.
We'll have to see.
We may have to let you do that. Either way, we hope you'll join us. Don't forget, game coming up right after this if you want to tune in. Missouri State University and the University of Missouri. That is going to be a big rivalry. That'll take place at 9:45, which if I can take a look at my clock here, that is in about 18 minutes or so. We hope you'll tune in for that. Shots on goal in the third period, 7 on Robbins, 3-period total of 30, 5 just on Hager. It seems like it was more, but a 3-period total of 25 power plays. 2 for 6 were the Billikens, and the Panthers were 0 for 7. That is the big key right there.
There's a storyline as well.
Goals, Corker, Riva, and Waterman all get the first 3 goals for St. Louis, and Abel for Drury to make it 3-1. That is your final. We're going to get out of here because there's another game coming up, but don't forget to join us tomorrow, the second game in the history of the Drury Panthers, and we hope you will tune in for that. Final score from Jordan Valley Ice Park in the Stan Melton Ice Arena, 3-1. Drury loses this contest, but they're looking for a win tomorrow. For Matt Kenyon, Scott Lutzke, and our cameraman Calvin Wheeler, I'm Steve Casson. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.